Hey guys, top of the morning to you. We're out here in the shop. I just thought I would go over a few things that have been transpiring over the last couple of months. The dually is still not in paint. We're just kind of tidying up and finishing up the rear air ride. So I'm going to walk you through that entire process, why I chose to go the direction that I did on this, and you know, it's a little bit different build, and anyway, I think it's going to work out nicely. Front's almost down. Can't see it move on the camera, but it is coming on down, and that's about bottomed out right there. So my slosh tubs are going to be the limiting factor up here. There aren't any inners right now. Got the new fender over there cut yesterday morning and placed, and looks like it's going to work out okay. So what happens is these arms, these factory arms, are pushing that wheel a little further back. However, the direct bolt-on is allowing that wheel to be brought in, so it really tucks nicely. I will probably go with DC Fab, Dean Rohrberg's arms that are 1-inch inset. It'll give me just a little bit more of a turning radius, as well as center that wheel and move it forward a little bit. But that's kind of a weekend project. Once we get all of this blown back apart, get the truck going down the road, or maybe while it's in paint or whatever. Okay, so back here, I've just OSPO'd this so that we're going to kill all the surface rust and etch the metal and prep it for pour 15. These are my lines that are just running up to the front temporarily. All of my management is going to go back here in this big open spot. What we've done is we've taken the Ride Tech Universal Parallel 4-link kit, and we have placed the bar on the top. We have actually welded that in on the top. A lot of guys, you'll see they're inside the frame rail or even on the bottom of the frame, and it just won't allow you to get very low, guys. These bags, these are the 2,000-pound bags. A lot of people are going to say, why did you go with the 2,000? I was told that these Firestone bags, I'm trying to remember the part number, these are custom in-house made air ride bags by Ride Tech. They take a Firestone sleeve. It'll go out to 15 inches. So the reason that we put that bar on top is because they did taper out so far. We wanted to be able to accomplish almost stock ride height in the rear. At some point when we had some clearance issues, or we wanted to load a low car on a trailer, X, Y, and Z, and those do that, but they also compress down to 5 1/4. So we are still low without bottoming out on the bags by placing that top bar there. These are DC Fab, Dean Rohrberg's notches. Why did I go with underbeds? Everybody bags dualies. Everybody cuts a nice little step up through the bed and all that. And guys, here's the thing. I want to be able to utilize my bed. I've said this time and again. I want to be able to have a truck that is fully functional, but looks impossibly low without cutting the bed. Now, we are going to cut a relief for that third member to slide up through, because we've got about, I want to say about 3.5 inches that pumpkin and that panhard bar bracket's going to come up through the bed. So we're there. That's what's going to have to happen. We had to do quite a bit of modification on these brackets to get them to clear. Another thing that's not a weld up deal is this top bracket. Once it goes up past that notch, it's into the bed, because these are maxed out. They're right up under that. They're kissing that bed floor. So when those, so I had to actually modify those brackets and cut them down on the top bar, which meant I had to drop this to keep the link parallel. So I ran the lower bolt hole for now. That's what we're going to do. So that means I had to modify this bracket to where when the truck is all the way up, it'll still clear. So you know, that required more modification. Everything that you get into leads to something else, but I'm overall very well pleased with how all of this has turned out. Our shock mounts are going to be the last thing, and they're going to be easy. They are going to go probably like this, if I had to guess. And then the shock, oh yeah, that would help if I could get it on the camera. Okay, they're going to go something like that, and then the shock's going to travel up and be back here on the frame somewhere. So That OSPO is working nicely. It's already starting to turn some of that frame nice white where it's oxidizing that rust. And we'll come back later with our coating and get all of that. Obviously, this rear end is going to have to be taken back apart, and I've got to really clean the diff cover and clean the third member off and get it ready. So let me know what you think. This Ride Tech stuff is very, very beefy, and for a crew cab dually, we're not making a lot of horsepower, but we not even a lot of torque, but we're talking about maybe at some point doing a Duramax or Cummins swap. So we want something that'll not only hold the power, but keep that pinion angle level as the truck travels up and down. We want something that is going to be absolutely where there's going to be zero margin for error if we decide to load a two-car, $200,000 cars onto a two-car trailer. We want to have no issue doing so. I will probably never put a fifth wheel on this thing, but at some point we might do a two-car bumper pull. This will handle it, guys. The limiting factor is going to be those bags, and they're about 4,000 pounds tongue weight. I believe on a 7,000 pound trailer, you've got about 1,000 pounds of tongue weight. So you're talking about zero factor as far as that's concerned, but we could also go to a triple convoluted bag at some point, should we decide to really, really beef it up to where it can haul, a 15,000 pound trailer. So this ought to do nicely. These R joints are supposed to be, they are very, very tight and resilient. So that's really the way that you want to go. This was not cheap. You can bag a truck a whole lot cheaper, but this is the way that we were able to do it. Now, Watts link, boy, it's disappointing that we're not able to get a Watts link in there, but we just don't have room, guys. There's just not enough real estate, short of maybe putting the propeller here and then running those bars inward where they clear the bags. That is a possibility that at some point we could look at doing, but we're going to try this and see how far that actually pulls the thing in. That would actually be better for a lot of reasons, because your rear end, your third member, would still come up through the bed just a little bit, but it would not certainly require the clearance that we are with that bracket on top. So that's something that we could think about, and run those bags, run the two bars on that 4-link. But there's a whole lot going on, and I don't know that there'd be a good place to weld. We'll have to look at that. Okay, what else? Okay, these are direct bolt-on wheels, so that's going to allow us the clearance inside that rear dually fender, because that panhard bar is going to pull the frame over, right? It's going to pull the rear end over one direction or another. So when the truck is all the way down, as you can see it right now, it's going to pull that axle into the frame. So we got about 2 fingers here and got about a finger and a half here. So, but as it's level, it's going to even everything out. At ride height, it's going to even everything out. You can't get away with that, guys, if you're running adapters back here, but that's why we had to put these, I believe these are like 9/16 studs, whatever they are on the square bodies, right? We had to convert these threads on this hub. So it's not like a bolt-on cakewalk kind of a deal. You kind of get into these things and they snowball, and you learn what you should do, and there's no stopping point. So that's what we had to do, is go ahead and get that go ahead and get those longer studs on, because there's just not quite enough clearance with those lug nuts, guys, on the factory direct bolts. Now up here, we've got plenty of clearance. They suck the wheel in nicely. Got these wheels from Eitzen Tire. They're basically JKs and custom cut. Trying to think what else. So we're getting very, very scary close to paint. Gonna go ahead and weld that up. I think we'll probably never have anything except Spotify going in the truck. We got our slosh tubs bracket for the battery. Battery mounting is going to go right in here. We got our closeout panels over there, so we're going to make this look nice and tidy underneath here. Let's see. The tubs are over here. So these are the faux metal slosh tubs, right? So those are going to be cleaned up nicely. Got put a nice coat of black paint on them. Might even do some kind of graphics, something, a little trick tattoo up under the hood there. But yeah, this is where we're at. Shop's a complete disaster, but it's feeling pretty good to be sort of coming to the end of this rear, because it's not like a something with a factory 3 link. All right, guys, so this boat showed up the other day. I got a sweetheart deal on it. I found the car that my dad and I built. It's a wonder that our relationship miraculously survived the build of this car, but you're going to be seeing some of it around. It's a 1960 El Camino. Already has a factory 3 link and all of that, so we're probably going to be doing some air ride on it, putting some different wheels on and get it really the stance setting right, exactly what I wanted to do when I was a little younger and just wasn't quite at the place in life where we were able to do that. So stay posted. We'll see you around.